Number 16, we're told to solve the inequality, and we've been given 4x plus 6 is less than or equal to 3 times the quantity 3x minus 5. Now, solving for the inequality means we're going to get x on one side, everything else on the other, and so we're going to treat this very similarly to the way we would treat an equation, right? So if we were to pretend that instead of an inequality this was an equals sign, we are going to treat this very much the same way. So let's start by simplifying the left-hand side of this inequality as much as we can, simplify the right-hand side of this inequality as much as we can, and then once we have the left-hand side and the right-hand side as simplified as it can get, then we can feel free to start moving terms across that inequality. Here on the left, 4x plus 6, well, we can't simplify that any further. 4x and 6 are not like terms. One has an x, one does not, so we cannot combine anything here. And then we have less than or equal to. Here on the right-hand side, we can distribute this 3 through the binomial. So we have 3 times 3x, which is 9x. 3 times negative 5 is minus 15. All right, now that we have the left-hand side as simplified as we can get, the right-hand side is as simplified as it can get, now we can feel free to start moving things across the inequality. So let's get x on one side and everything else on the other. Just like with an equation, we're used to solving for the variable on the left-hand side. So I'm going to solve on the left-hand side here, meaning I'm going to subtract this 9x from both sides. On the right-hand side, it goes away, but on the left-hand side, we have 4x minus 9x, so that gives us minus 5x, plus 6 is less than or equal to negative 15. We want x all by itself, so we can move this 6 away from that x. Here on the left it goes away, and we're left with minus 5x is less than or equal to, and here negative 15 minus 6 is negative 21. In our last step we want to get x all by itself, so we are going to divide by negative 5 on both sides, and that's going to leave us with x is greater than or equal to positive 21 over 5. Just remember, be careful, when your last step is to divide or multiply by a negative and you're working with an inequality, you have to flip the inequality symbol. So notice that before we did our division here, it was less than or equal to. After we perform our division of a negative, we have to flip that inequality. And so number 16 is x is greater than or equal to 21 over 5.